the same way. So we're going to define vulnerability as the potential of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. Now let's bookmark that. Masculinity. Now, that's a little more difficult to define. I feel it's okay to go Dutch. Most of you guys in here feel that it's not. Now, masculinity could be defined as roles, behaviors, or attributes attributed to men in any given society. Now, let's talk about traditional masculinity versus the 21st century style of masculinity. Traditional masculinity provided, protected, and performed. It didn't cry. It was aggressive, self-affirming, dominant, and emotionally restricted. It paid all the bills, like some of y'all left me hanging. It repaired whatever was broken and knew how and when to do everything. Now that list got me tired already. Now fast forward. Traditional men never encountered the 21st century version of boss chick woman. I mean, these chicks are like Terminator. They keep going and going and going and going, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
He already knows. Yep.
Right. Now, I could talk a lot about certain things as it pertains to that, but I'm just going to I'm here on one thing. Education. Up until 1980, men and women went to college and we graduated about the same. But in 81 and 82, something happened. For the first time in history, women were awarded more degrees of higher education than men were. For the first time in history. Now, what did that mean? It means that the traditional idea of protecting and performing was turned on its head, because today's man can very well look into the eyes of his partner and she could be more educated than him and make more money than him. Now, Dr. Helen Brown, in her book, Men on Strike, Why Men Are Boycotting Marriage, Fatherhood, and the Educational System and Why It Matters, she pointed out why men are leaving those institutions in droves. Because a young man I was talking to today, he's a younger man, he was like, his generation isn't even thinking about getting married. There's a benefit of like we used to, right? So what does that mean that men are doing? Well, men are returning to porn and prostitution, and they're turning to video games. Now let me give you a few of the numbers. Porn and prostitution allows men to express their sexual desire without commitment. And video games gives men the opportunity to unite with purpose, compete with brutality, and win without worrying about being fair, without worrying about the political or social ramifications or consequences that come with winning, because men like to win. Okay. So here's some of the numbers that I found starting from us. Last year, 58% of men ages 30 to 49 play video games. 89% of the 58% play video games to alleviate stress, to escape their boring, predictable lives. Now, this really shocked me. In 2021, we saw the highest number of male suicides. It was a spike between men ages 15 and 24. In Charlotte, I'm dealing with or working with this therapist, and she's working with a high school football team whose star athlete got injured on the field, and he couldn't play anymore. So the team gathered around, like pretty much we're doing here, and in front of his teammates and coach, this 17-year-old boy or young man took a gun out and blew his brains out in front of everybody. Because in his mind, his ability to protect, provide, and perform was lost. Now, another thing that tripped me out when I started studying those numbers In the same calendar year, 38,025 men committed suicide compared to 9,621 women. 38,000 men, almost 10,000 women. Men are killing themselves at alarming rates because they're just thinking like, what's the use? Now it's great that we came here and this is a rah-rah moment, and I believe that we're all here because we want to grab something, sink our teeth into it, and go to the next level. But some of us are barely holding on, right? Now, in conclusion, what I wanted to say is, what if? I got a what if proposition. What if today we took the opportunity to redefine what masculinity looks like? Suppose we said that masculinity was the ability to reinvent ourselves. Suppose that 17-year-old boy, when he got injured, instead of thinking his life was over, he didn't have anything else to contribute. Suppose he thought about, like, well, I like sports. What else could I do? Maybe he could have pursued sports medicine. Maybe he could have been a coach. Suppose you have an over-the-road truck driver who's tired of missing his family, missing his kids grow up, being estranged from his wife. Suppose that guy decided to walk away from that and do what he really wanted to do, what he was passionate about to do. It's important that we redefine this because a traditional idea of masculinity based upon 21st century ideals is backwards. Tradition is great, but it's a great anchor. It doesn't make a great sail. Tradition, by its very definition, means you're stuck in the same place. You cannot move forward being traditional. You cannot. You've got to get out of that mindset if you want to move forward.